From the Home Slice News Center, this is the Daily Slice for Monday, April 17th, 2023. I'm D. Ray Knight. This is what's going on. Governor Noem has signed an executive order that blocks state agencies from signing contracts with financial institutions that she says have discriminated against the firearms industry. The Republican governor signed the order while speaking before the National Rifle Association convention in Indianapolis. It takes effect immediately. The governor said the order was in response to moves by some large banking institutions whose policies towards the firearm industry, she says, have included threatening to withhold funding or canceling loans. A similar NRA-backed measure did not make it out of committee during the 2022 legislative session. Meanwhile, the TSA discovered a gun in a carry-on bag during an airport screening in Rapid City. Amy Rose has the story.
TSA officials prevented a loaded gun from making its way on board an airplane at Rapid City Regional Airport Thursday. A TSA agent noticed a handgun on the X-ray screen as part of the routine screening of carry-on luggage. Rapid City police officers arrived at the checkpoint after being immediately notified by TSA personnel. This is the third firearm detected at Rapid City Airport so far this year.
The South Dakota Violent Death Reporting System is releasing its first report. The report shows 240 South Dakotans died from violence in 2020. The majority of the deaths were suicides, with a fifth classified as homicides. Unintentional deaths by firearms and those with an undetermined intent each made up 2% of the total. The system is an extension of a national program that collects data on violent deaths and why they happened. In national and international news, Republicans upset with Donald Trump's indictment are escalating their war on the prosecutor who charged him, trying to embarrass him on his home turf. The House Judiciary Committee is holding a field hearing Monday near the offices of Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg. The committee's Republican majority is billing it as an examination of the Democrats' pro-crime, anti-victim policies. Democrats say the hearing is a partisan stunt aimed at amplifying conservative anger at Bragg. The hearing is the latest effort by Republican Representative Jim Jordan to use his congressional powers to defend Trump for what he says is a politically motivated prosecution. Trump is charged with falsifying business records. A top Kremlin critic has been sentenced to prison for his opposition to the war in Ukraine. Amy Rose has the story.
A Russian court has convicted a top opposition activist of treason for publicly denouncing Moscow's war in Ukraine and sentenced him to 25 years in prison. It was the latest move in the Kremlin's relentless crackdown on anyone who dares to criticize the invasion. Vladimir Karamurza Jr. has rejected the charges against him as punishment for standing up to Russian President Vladimir Putin and likened the proceedings to the show trials during the rule of Soviet dictator Joseph Stalin. Karamurza is the activist and journalist who twice survived poisonings he blamed on the Kremlin. Human rights organizations and Western governments denounced the verdict, and Amnesty International declared the 41-year-old a prisoner of conscience.
Elon Musk's SpaceX is about to take its most daring leap yet with a round-the-world test flight of its mammoth Starship. The rocket is almost 400 feet tall and the biggest and mightiest ever built. It is scheduled to lift off today. The company got the okay to launch on Friday from the Federal Aviation Administration. Musk is giving the rocket a 50-50 chance of reaching orbit. No parts will be recovered from the planned hour-and-a-half flight around the globe. Everything will be ditched into the sea. The eventual goal of the Starship is to ferry people to the moon and Mars. Your weather forecast from the Home Slice Weather Center. Mostly sunny today with a high of 65. Low tonight, 42. And that was your Daily Slice for Monday, April 17th, 2023. The Daily Slice is a production of the Home Slice Media Group, hosted by D. Ray Knight with Amy Rose. Executive producer Mark Houston. Engineered by Chris Jacquez. I'm D. Ray Knight. Have a great day.